Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to discuss my planning goals for 2025. I try to do this video every single year where I go through my goals for the year and just kind of give you an idea of what my focus is going to be and also just where I kind of hoping to accomplish, I guess. I will also briefly cover the 2024 goals and let you know if I was able to complete them and all of that kind of good stuff. So before I jump into the video, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. Alright, so let's kick off with the goals for 2024, just to go through them and see what I managed to do. I wasn't able to hit all of the goals, but I'm still really happy with what I was able to accomplish. So let's go through them in order. So first up on the list was stick with my big fat eyeshadow project. Which was of course a project that I did last year. If you haven't seen that, it's basically a project where I wanted to use every single eyeshadow palette in my collection. I wanted to make 3 exclusive looks with each palette to get to know it better and then end up ranking it and to get a better, again, feel of my collection and what I like and what I don't like, and yeah, just kind of get to know my palettes, I guess. And I did do that. I did do like 3 looks with every single palette. I think towards the end there was like 2 palettes or 3 palettes that I only did 2 looks with. Things ran out of time, but otherwise I did keep up with that project, so I would say that is a success. I'm very pleased with that, and it was so much fun, and it was a lot of work for sure, but it was definitely fun, and I also feel like it was so insightful, and I'm really happy that I did that project. So first goal complete. Second goal that I had was declutter at least 5 eyeshadow palettes at the end of the year. So that's also kind of a follow-up on that big fat eyeshadow project. I wanted to do a declutter at the end of the year to use the rankings that I had and kind of gonna go through them and declutter the palettes that I didn't feel like I needed in my collection anymore. And I'm really happy to say that I was able to complete that goal too. My goal was to declutter 5 palettes, but I actually decluttered 6, so I did surpass that goal, so very happy with that point. Then we have a couple goals that I did not hit, so let's go through them. The first out of those was hit 50 pounds. I was not able to get there. I only got to 37, but I'm still really happy with 37. I just ended up focusing more on finishing eyeshadows at the very end of the year, which is why I didn't hit any more pounds, but 37 is still good. We have finished 15 eyeshadows, and again, I was not quite able to get there. I was really hoping to. There's a couple eyeshadows that I'm very close to finishing, so I'm hopefully going to have a good head start of 2025, but I was only able to finish 10 in the year of 2024, so again, a little bit shy there, but I'm still happy with 10 finished eyeshadows. For lip products, I wanted to finish 18, and again, I was a little bit shy. I was only able to finish 13, so again, 5 shy there, but I'm still really happy with that amount. 13 lip products out in a year is really good. That is more than 1 a month, which I think is a good accomplishment. Then for highlighters, my goal was to finish 5 highlighters, which was a very high amount. And I'm really happy with the amount that I finished. Even though I didn't finish 5, I was this close to finishing 5. If you know my Sleek Solstice palette, I have 1 highlighter that I left in there with not very much left in it. So I was really close to finishing 5, but I only finished 4. But 4 highlighters in a year is still amazing. So again, very happy with that. I was just very kind of ambitious with my goals, I guess. Then for blushes, I had an even more ambitious goal. I can't believe I put this in, but I wanted to finish 4 blushes in 2024, and yeah, I wasn't able to get there. But again, looking back at it now, 4 blushes again in a year is insane, and I was able to finish 3. So I'm still like, I mean, that is really good. Like, I can't think of a single year in the past that I finished 3 blushes in a year. So even though I didn't hit that goal, I still think that it's a success. And then last on the list, we have 50 makeup empties for the year. And that is another goal that I did complete. I think I calculated it up. I think I got 57. So I did surpass that goal as well. I think if I counted everything correctly, it should be 57. So yeah, those were all of the goals that I had for 2024. I would say overall I'm pretty pleased, even though again I didn't hit all my goals. I did really well, and some of the goals were really ambitious, which is why I didn't hit them. But overall, very pleased with the categories that I wanted to focus on in 2024. So let's move on to my goals for 2025. I have put in 10 goals this year to try to focus on. So let's go through them in order. The first one that I have is to finish 20 eyeshadows. Again, I know this is quite a high goal, but I do want to try to finish up more eyeshadows each year just because I have so many eyeshadows in my collection. And again, I do have a couple eyeshadows that I have a good head start on from last year just because I, finished kind of half of them or more than half. So hopefully that should help me be able to finish more shadows this year. So that is kind of my, thinking, and that's why I put 20 as a goal there. The next goal is to finish or declutter at least 40 out of my 50 products on my 50 makeup products that I want to pan in 2025 list. So if I don't finish 40, I want to make sure that I declutter so that I have 40 of them off the list by the end of the year. So yeah, that is my goal for that list. I think hopefully that will be a goal that I can do this year. We'll see. I want to bring back the goal of hitting 50 pans. That is usually something that I've been able to do quite easily. Again, last year it was just a weird year for me because I did do my big fat eyeshadow project that took up like 150, something like that, makeup days, because I had about 50 palettes, I think, and 3 looks per palette. That is a lot of makeup looks. So because of that, I wasn't able to hit as many goals either. That is something to note as well with all of the eyeshadow goals that I had last year. But I think this year I can hit 50 pans, so that is on the list this year as well. We have one a little bit more vague goal, but I wanted to add it to the list because it's something that I really want to focus on this year, and that is to use what I want more. So of course, I do a lot of panning. I'm still going to do a lot of projects in 2025, especially like eyeshadow projects, for example. And I have a tendency to not reach for products outside of projects. I try to focus only on products I'm panning, but I do want to make an effort this year to reach for things that I want to reach for and not just the products that I'm panning. Doing the year of usage project pan, I think is really going to help with that, because that is a project where I want to use all my eyeshadows, also not all my eyeshadows, but all my single eyeshadows 25 times this year, or if they don't get to 25 this year, roll over to next year for 26 uses and so on. So I think that's really going to help, because that means that I'm able to reach for my single eyeshadows kind of however I want. Of course, if I'm on 20 uses on one, I might focus in on that one to try to hit those remaining 5 uses. But overall, I don't have as much pressure to reach for specific shades, because I have about 600 singles in my collection, so I do have a lot of variety there. So if I want to go for like today, a peachy look, I can do that. Or if I want to go for a blue look, I can do that, even if I'm not panning those colors. So I want to make an effort this year to use what I want to use more. And of course, that doesn't just apply to single eyeshadows or even eyeshadows. Also same with lip products or cheek products, things like that too. Also my palettes. I just want to reach for what I want more. And taking into consideration last year, I know that I was still able to accomplish a lot of panning goals last year, despite doing my big fat eyeshadow project, which again took up like 150-ish makeup days. I feel like if I take a day a week or 2 days a week to just do whatever makeup I want, I should still be able to accomplish like all my panning goals. So I feel like that really gave me an insight too, that I am allowed to reach for what I want and still hit my goals. So I wanted to put that in as a goal. I do also want to use all my singles at least once. Again, bringing that back to year of usage. Of course, I do ultimately want to reach for all my singles the amount of usage that are in the year, so 25 this year. But I know that I'm not going to complete that this year. There's no chance I'm going to complete that this year. So what I want to do is, of course, I want to complete as many as I can this year. But I didn't want to put in like a specific percentage or anything like that, because again, I want to go back to that, use what I want rather than like try to like tick them off the list, if that makes sense. But something that I do want to do is use every single one of my singles at least once to get a head start for that project. We have a couple more like numerical goals. For lip products this year, I want to finish 15 lip products. That's slightly less than last year. Last year I had 18, I finished 13, so I thought somewhere in the middle. 15 should be good. And also I do have 18 lip products on my 2025 list. So the 50 makeup items I want to pan in 2025. So if I finish 15, that is majority of them. There's 3 that I won't finish, but I think that is realistic. For highlighters, I have another goal, because again, it's a problem category that I'm focusing on. And I do have a couple highlighters that I am, close on. And then also have my palette, face palette, which is a highlighter palette. So I want to finish 3 highlighters this year. Again, I can think it's 5 highlighters I want to ultimately pan this year. There's 3 in my highlighting palette. There is the Pie Impossible Glow, and then there's the Sleek Solstice palette. I have 1 left in there. So 5 that I ultimately want to work on and maybe finish. So I thought putting in 3 hopefully would be realistic. I also want to focus on my blushes this year, because it's another problem category, and I know the blush that I'm panning this year is going to take a lot of effort, and I might not even finish it this year, if I'm being honest. So what I put on there is I want to get rid of / use up 3 blushes this year. So again, if I don't finish that blush, I want to declutter 3 blushes at the end of the year, just because I have, I think it's 37 blushes in my collection, which is a very high amount. And again, it's a popping category. I did actually film my how many years do you own video yesterday. It will be up in a couple of days. I think, yeah, this one is going up before that, but that's coming soon. So you can see how many years worth of makeup I have in each category. And in there you can see that I do have some common categories. And again, blushes is one of them, highlights is another one, eyeshadow is another one. So that's kind of why I'm putting these in here. Lip products, by the way, is another one as well. That's also why I have that on the list, because these are the product categories that I need to have like focus on to get the numbers down, I guess. So yeah, I ultimately want to have 3 less blushes at the end of 2025 than I do now. So 2 more goals to go. The next one is a repeat from last year too, and that is to have 50 makeup empties. I feel like that is a reasonable goal. I do have that 50 makeup items I want to pan in 2025 list. But of course, if I don't finish all 50 products up there, I want to compensate with other makeup empties. So having 50 makeup empties, I feel like again is hopefully realistic. And then the last goal that I have is to stick to my eyeshadow bank. So the eyeshadow bank is something that I did last year as part of my Big Fat Eyeshadow project. And eyeshadow bank, like the way I'm doing it, was inspired by Lara Force, and I want to continue doing that this year. I have already posted my like intro finale for 2024 and intro for 2025, and I want to keep doing that. I want to stick to it. I want to be quite strict. I don't want to cheat. I don't want to like go into the negative unless I'm gifted something, stuff like that. I have all my rules in that video, and I want to stick to that. And that is the very last goal, just because I feel like it's really helping me, first of all, use what I have, and also just switching my mindset when it comes to eyeshadow purchasing. So it's something that I want to stick with, and it's hopefully ultimately also going to help me bring down my eyeshadow numbers. So those are all of my 10 goals for 2025. Let me know if you think I can do all of them. Let me know if you think any of them are unrealistic. And I feel like I tried to be a little bit more realistic this year compared to last year. Some of the goals that I had last year, I know now in hindsight, were quite unrealistic, like 4 blushes in a year. Like who would do that? Like that is just ridiculous. So yeah, I feel like this year I did try to be a little bit more realistic, but still challenging. So I'm hoping that I can be successful with all my goals. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up the video here. Let me know what your planning goals are for the year, or what your focuses are. Like if you, any product category you want to focus on, anything like that, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.